Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is February the 6th, 2021. Am I right? Yeah, February 6th, Saturday. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Um, give me a thumb up, thumb down, doesn't really matter. I'm now just now really getting back in the stock thing. I've seen where um, GameStop is doing all that, or they're doing all this GameStop with that, but it kind of got me a little bit worried that they may come for the crypto or the cryptocurrency. I think they pretty much stay out of, but the Forex market is another thing that the big hedge funds and stuff does. Like I don't do a lot of trading on certain currencies because Bank of America, the central banks, and all that controls it. So I try to stay away from them. So that way, and you'll see them. There'll be a big long candle going one way or another, but that's what happens. They get involved in it. So. And that's why I try to stay away from certain currencies. I do get in them. That you can make a lot of money with them. It's just you try to stay away from them. And I'll show you something they've got. But I got back into the market. Let me show you this. And this is kind of what you look for. This is U.S. dollar versus Mexico. Of course, I got my stuff up here. But if you look, it comes down to the 161. It comes almost down it and then starts touching it. So now it touches it 2 or 3 times. So now it's going to looks like it's going back up. So that's kind of what you want, several touches. So let me clear this out of the way. And let's show another one. This one comes down, kind of touches. This comes down and touches. Of course, this is on one day. If you notice, it's getting smaller, narrower and narrower. Now, if you've been watching some of my other videos, you've noticed that I also watch Europe. Where's it at? Europe and Mexico. Seems like they do the exact same thing. If one goes up, both goes up. One goes down, both goes down. So I've been watching it. So here's Europe and Mexico. So as it goes down, it breaks that line. It comes above the trend and it comes back out and touches. I can zoom in here. See? Pull that up to where it touches those. See? It come down, it touched the line, went up above the trend, comes down, touch, and goes up. So now I'm watching it to break out and start going upward. Let me find my right angle thing here. Yeah, so I'm looking at it to go up because this is breaking this trend and now it looks like it's going to start going. And if you notice, that could not, don't get me wrong, but this is the Mexican currency. But like I said, if one does it, the other one does it. So that's a little trick I've learned over the years. And the big banks usually stay out of this one. So this one is not broke it yet, but usually, like I said, one does, one don't. So it's on a trend down. So these will be the ones I'm watching this week as they move motivated downward to break back out. Because if you notice, American back in last year, yeah, it was up to 25 pesos basically. So it's way up. It's come back down. So I'm trading. It's going to come back up. Usually it stays in this area, so you can tell it's broke way out, and now it's come down. So it may just continue just in this one area, or it may break back up and go back up. But this would be the one currency that I'm going to watch. I've got it on my thing to watch it and everything. So this is one you watch. And if y'all can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'd be great. Give me a thumbs up. Refer it. I do it all for free. And go far, I will always continue to do it for free. Just let people learn it. This is another one I've seen and I've heard. But if you notice, it's not done nothing. Let's go. We're just going to watch it, see what it does. So this, somebody has to tell me these, to get in these, because they're trending up, 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 and they are. Look at it. But be leery when you get in. It is trending up, but see how it went up and then pulled back. If you do not have enough money for that pullback, you're going to lose. A lot of people gets on Facebook and they'll say, "Hey, I want to learn trade stock. How you doing?" And I'll say, "Well, you probably need to learn it first." And everybody's like, "Oh, we do Robinhood, Robinhood." If you don't know Robinhood, you see what it's did. And I've never used Robinhood. It's just for the fact I just never used Robinhood. It's not. I knew what they was doing. It's just I never used them. It's just I always learned the stock market, and I got my own brokers and own stuff on the side. And most of my brokers have been overseas, just for the fact in the United States they are monitored, but they have like Robinhood, they got their influencers that they want to do, and they stop the market, and now all these people are going to probably losing their money. They may win the lawsuit, but they may lose all their money too. It depends on how much the lawsuit is and how much they get back on the lawsuit and get their wages back. But I tell people to learn it, but a lot of people just jumps in it and goes with it and don't realize that you may have money in it. You may get in right here or right in here, and you start going up, or you getting right in here. That thing pulls up and you're making money. Y'all take a peek, look at it. It bombs down. That right there can cost you all your money and you're out of the trade. 98% of people get into stock market does not learn how to watch for the pullbacks, set stop losses, do anything like that, and they lose all their money. Then they'll say, "Oh, I don't want to do it no more," or they'll get into it again and says, "Okay, I'm going to try this again," and they'll get into another stock or another one or a different one or the same one, and they'll get in it. Let's say right here, they goes up, pulls down, they lose their money again. They don't have enough money in it. So just remember the rules of law. I can't remember the guy who's done it. What goes up must come down. There's another guy calls it a rubber band. Think of a rubber band man. He's running. He's got a rest. He runs. He's got a rest. So it's just basically do it. Or rubber band man, he stretches, and the rubber band pulls him back. He runs again. It stretches, he pulls him back. Same way with the currency going down. He runs. The rubber band gets so tight, he pulls back. He runs some more and go farther, he pulls him back. So the same thing. It's just what goes up must come down. What goes down must come back up. Not necessarily, because the company could go out of bankruptcy. GameStop will probably lose everything. So those people who love GameStop, unless they get bailed out, this whole stocks thing will probably pretty much wiping them out. They'll probably be bankrupt after all this struggling back and forth. So, but we'll see. But I've got wind of it that it's probably pretty much going to be that way. And I will show you US. Let's see, it's not even on my list, I don't think. we'll just do this. Let's go with and I'm going to show you how to set your charts up. US and this is the big dog. This is where you can make your money. You make fast money, real fast money, good money. But a lot of your banks are in these, Europe, US and Europe. A lot of them's in it. They do exactly the same thing that everybody else does. They'll get in it and control it. Why can't you find my charts? They'll get in it and control it, and then you lose money. But like the Bank of America get in here and do it. Let me see if I can find that software. I should have had it pulled up already. And I'll show you. Thinking this one's it. Let's see. Yeah, this is the software. Now they pay gobs of money for this software, and this one's just a tip of the iceberg of it. So let's go with this one. Europe and US. I don't think it's going to show me today, but if you look, it's mixed, so they don't know which way it's going to go. Let me try to find one that's not so mixed. It's mixed. This one's bullish. Let's see what it says. Yeah, so 65% right here. 65% of people are saying this is going to go long. 65%. This is not a big number, but if this is like 80 or 90%, people saying it's going long, that means people has bet it that the price is going to go back up. So see, now it looks at it, it's going down. So now 65% of these people that's already betting makes it go up. So what the and see, here's the chart I was actually looking for. This is what they use. Oh, it's not going to show it to me. Oh yeah. So see, a lot of your people are saying this is going to go up. It's going to go up 65%. So what the banks do, they'll come in here and say, oh, okay, we've got all these people here, and usually it's not 65. They'll wait till it gets up to good 85%. They'll go, because how I read these, and I've really not used these too much, is I don't not, if everybody says, I'll look and see why they're thinking it's going to go up, just because they think it's going up because it's went down, it's not a good enough excuse. But what happens, they'll see this, and let's say it gets up to 85% of people says it's going to go up and it's going down. What do the banks do? They'll throw money in the opposite way to make it go down farther. So these 85% of these people, so let's say at least 60% of those people, there's 85% of the people will lose most of their money and stop out because they hit their stop loss, and the banks gets the money. That's what the technology they use. Me and you can't afford this technology, but they use it. This website, you can actually get it on here, and it does work. I don't know how accurate it is and stuff. So, like this one's 65%. So if they always usually look for a little bit higher. But some people go in here and say, oh, 65% of people saying this is going long, so that means it's going to go long, because how can 65% of people be right? It may be right, and it may go long, but why? So I always question it and want to know why. But this one's Europe and Great Britain. I don't trade that one too often. Like I said, I do try to stay out of those, just for the fact that the big bank stays in these currencies. So your top 12 currency they stay in. Europe and Mexico, U.S. and Mexico is not one of them. It's usually like U.S., Britain. It's Britain, U.S., Canada, Japan. All those are, and you can switch them back and forth, but they stay in them the majority of the time. You can make money off of them. You can make money doing it. It's just be careful when you do, just for the fact, you know, they are in it. There's another one, 65%. So you can look at these. Now these are good things, but the guy who showed me how to use these charts actually does not. He goes the opposite way. And he uses it a little bit different than that, and I'm not going to go into how he uses them because I want you to learn it yourself and look at these charts and learn it. But usually it's a different way, so I'm trying to find one really. Mixture. Oh, that's range. I'm looking for mixed Europe and Great Britain. Said that I can give a percentage over here. Nobody's betting it too much. It looks like it's going up. It says bullish, which it is bullish. So let's look at the charts. But you could get this software, and like I said, it's here, it's free. But I have seen it where when it first come out, or I've heard of it, or the actual software you buy it from is like $10,000 or $20,000 or $50,000 for it, and then you got to pay a monthly fee of like $4,000 or $5,000 or something. Yeah, so this one's going, and everybody's betting it. It's going to go short. Looks like. Yeah, it's more like a mixture, really. So it's pulling each other. So this is one way you can check. Find out, you know, if you want to go with everybody else, watch them. The other thing is, if you see a big swap in it, you know, like everybody's pulling it in a different way. Why is it doing it? Is the bank throwing money in to sling it the opposite way? So then that's when you know something's up. Like if it was 85%, you come back an hour, 2-3 hours, or the next day, and I'll say it's 85% long, and now it's 85% short. Why? And it's that quick. There's a reason why. Either everybody's seen something, or the banks threw a ton of money in it and they're going the opposite way. So that's when you kind of want to get in it. But like I said, I have not done this technique. I've done it one time, a couple times. I've done it when I first learned about it and did it. And after that, I've never been, I never used it no more. It didn't really good too well. Let me see if I got that on my charts here. I hope everybody's having a good and safe week. Everybody has a good weekend. I hope everybody traded it really good. I bet it once or twice, and that was pretty much it. I didn't really get in it too much. This is another way, similar to the same way what I just showed you. But you can do your charts this way, and see when I watch. That's U.S. Mexico, so it's actually telling me it's still gonna go down, but that's on the daily. So see, it's went up, now it's turning. That might be the pullback, and it may go back straight back up. That's why I'm watching it. But see, if you look at like this one, see how it's trending, and there everything's trending up. This one, you know, you may get in it if you want to watch it pull up. I normally wait to like this. See how this one's going up, and I'll say it's coming down. And I'll say that's curving. There's a reason. So that's when I start looking at these, and I'll start betting it's gonna go up for a little while. Then I'll pull, I'll get out. This one here, look at it. all of them coming across, and it crosses it, the red. And that's a average moving 4. Let me see. 8, 12, 16, 24, and I think this middle one's 200. So that's what I watch for. See this one? This one I would stay out of because it's just going around and around. Now I want to do a chart. I'm going to do a video, a real short video on how to set these up. And I don't see I got the candles all the way. All I want to do is see the lines on it and why. See this one come in and it faked you out, and so it came down a little bit and then it went back up. Okay, it kind of faked you out like it was going to do it and not do it. This one, Europe and Mexico, it's coming down. See how it went up and all of a sudden it's crossed itself. So these are the two I'm watching anyways. I think they're going to change direction and go back up. Because they went up a little bit, went up, and this is just going to be the two little pullbacks they're going to have, and it's going to continue up. Yeah or nay? I'm not trying to give you any kind of financial advice. Learn it yourself. And maybe you see something I don't see. But this one tells me it might be a good one. And this one is the one to watch. This one is too. Now you can swap them to a different moving average. This is my one moving average. So Europe, Mexico, see it's flatlining. So that tells me it's been going down. It may turn, go back up. Mexico, look here. That's what I'm saying. So on the day it's not doing. It looks like it's still, but look now it's coming down. It's stopped. It's changed. It's crossing these. So that tells me that it could possibly go back up. I'm pretty like 80% sure it's going to go back up. I go look at the candlestick patterns, see the candlesticks. If you don't know about the candlesticks, go back and watch the video before. Let me see. This one's kind of looked like it. Now see how this is just going down. Everything's following it. It's not, it's not one I'm going to watch. I'm watching now. This one, same thing. It come down and it's going across, and then now it's going. Looks like it's going back down. This is going to go down. You always watch the red line. Once the red line crosses, now your average 200. A lot of times your any of these really, but usually the red line, the 4. Anytime it crosses over it, they like to stay in what I consider is the same pattern. I don't think I have my chart up here. Let me just go ahead and show you all this. I'm going to show you. I might try to make a video this week of how to do this. Here, let's get mine off my screen while it's loading. So in that situation, all right, let's say you're, let's do the color. That way it's doing it. The red one's the moving average 4. I can put 4. That's supposed to be 4. And your, I think it was green, wasn't it? Your 200 is here. These two will play with each other all the time. So he will cross it, and maybe the red one was come back down a little bit. But most of the time, they'll try to, I should have did this a different way. Hold on. Let's do the average. I gotta turn these notifications off, and I'll get them all day long. Your 400, your 4 will always try to come back around and do it. So they try to work with each other. So anytime they cross, they'll start by trying to come back together. So anytime you see them cross, it is another indicator into saying that it's possibly going to go down a little bit, but it's going to pull back. So anytime that line changes, like here, see it goes right in here, it changes and starts going back down. You pretty much 80%, and that's another indicator that this line is going to come back down and meet your moving average. And this is 200. This is 4. And of course, I have other ones in there too, mine, but it's just the fact that I like them all to cross over it or all change, but they will work together to do it. So that's another way you can do it. Now you can get the indicators and let it do it for you. Let's see, I have it on here, and see how they go. Your average moving, it goes up, touches it, it rolls back to the green, comes back down. Now it's coming back down. So there's your moving average. Same thing. Your moving average comes through here. See it? It always wants to work with it. That's one inner thing. This is another indicator I found. These are all different stocks. You can read the currency up here. So the blue one, they always want to stay balanced. If you see the 30 and the 70, that's usually where they kind of stay. If they go out of it, that one's going high. So it will always come back down in and try to stay between the 30 and 70. So anytime it goes up high, you know it's way out. So they'll try to find correction, and it will correct itself. So with that one, I would try to bet like this one will pull out. See right here where it's at? I don't know if I can zoom in. I better not. It might mix my charts up. So anytime it pulls out through that one, it's going to come back down in it. So you try to find like this one, this currency, and this currency, you'll bet against it. Like this one's going up, this one's going down. You try to go find that currency, look at it, make sure it's doing what don't just go bet on it because it does it. Go look at it, see if it's doing it, and you'll bet against them. That's a good indicator saying, hey, see right here, this one goes way out and comes back in. It goes way in. So they always stay between the 70, 30, 70. Not always. Now I have seen them go way up. So see, like this one, Canada went way up and it went back down. They go out below this line, and now they're coming back into the line. And you can see the currency. So this is another one you can use. Like I said, don't use just one thing. Put layers and layers. And if you missed a trade, that's fine. There's tens of millions of more that's going to be out there in the rest of your life. So don't get upset. Well, I missed that trade and I didn't get it, and I could have got it. Like this one here, Canada, come way back down. I missed that. I could have bet against the yellow and the red, the Canada, and the yellow ones in New Zealand. I could have bet against them and rode the wave and put in it. Well, that's fine. There's other ones. So there's one, here's one. So don't, people act like they've got to get in it. You've got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. You don't have to. I mean, like I said, I've been doing it. There's all kinds of. There'll be even better trades coming up. Even some other ones you say, oh, I wish I'd done that one. So, see, I like that one. It broke it. So anytime that you got a currency like this, it breaks out of that currency. I still love this one. It goes. There is I don't think it's on this one. And I'll see if I can find it, but you can draw your charts up and it'll do it for you. I'm jumping off the thing here. Yeah, there's another one you watch. You'll see that your moving average, the green one here. The green one's coming across, your red's coming back to it. They like to stay in sequence. What I mean? So like I said, you try to get, this is one. This is one. You look at the candlestick patterns, would be 2. You see if the candle's going to do what they want. You may go to look at the moving average, or that would be the moving average of this one. You may go look at the other chart thing. The other website I showed you, that would be 3. go back and look at the market charts up to um, I don't know, it's something else. I mean, at least I wouldn't get in a trade unless I got 2 to 3 saying it's going to do what it's going to do. If you get 4, you're good. If you get 5, you're good. Indicators or whatever. But that being said, if you get 2 or 3, I wouldn't just use one or just use somebody else said, hey, it's going to go up. Da da da. I wouldn't use that. I'll at least have 2 to 3 systems to put together. And I got a checklist and said, okay, it's checked here. It's broke the moving average. It's checked. It's got a butterfly pattern. It's checked. It's got a Gartley pattern, whatever you want to say. It's checked. The currency is way out of the charts. The moving average, it's showing it's swapping around. Your I hate that thing. Your currency here thing, your indicator thing here shows the currency is pulled way out of the money. So you try to get, like I said, you try to get more than one thing to say yes. Get your checklist down and check all this. Now, if it's only got one, but you feel like it's going to do whatever, control yourself and don't get in none of it. If you've got your checklist and you got 5 things, the moving average, the let's say a pattern, you look at the candle, trying to think of something, you go to the website. So if you go in there and you got check, no, that's fine. That means it's still maybe a good trade. Test it. Don't just start doing this just because you ain't done it. Go get your demo account. Make sure you're doing this testing. Now, if it's got, I wish I didn't move that, moving average, candlestick pattern, and I say website. And if you only got one of these, then I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't get into trade. So let's say if you had the butterfly pattern, but the candle does not look good and the moving average does not look good, I wouldn't get in the trade. Just because this formed does not mean it's going to be good. If you don't want to talk about a butterfly pattern, then go back and look at patterns. But now sometimes you might have this one and this one, and it looks good, but it still goes up. So therefore, you've got to watch this. The patterns do work, but sometimes they go up farther than what you think they do. So you might come in here with this. If I learn how to draw, you might come in here and have the pattern form. But this may not be its stopping point. So it may continue higher. Just because it forms does not mean it does. I just did one earlier and it formed and it went way up higher. Now after a certain point, this is invalid anymore. But it does have room to grow at a certain point. But once it gets so high, then it's invalid. And some of your indicators that you'll see will have it, or some of your software will have it, and that thing can run all the way up here and come back down. That's false. It's got to go so high and be so done, and when it does, it's that's when you got to learn the pattern and how far it can go up. So this way you don't have to you know where the stopping point's at. But the whole point of it is to, when it forms, it goes to so far down and stops. If it goes any farther down past this one area, which it's not considered as that pattern anymore, then it's invalid, and it may go on down to here and pull back, but it's not invalid in doing that pattern. So, but I had one I got into the other day, and of course it goes up, comes down, it goes farther down, farther down, farther down, then it stops, then comes back up, and then goes down. And I lost money in it because these patterns always, and even according to that, it's still there. But like I said, it's not always the accurate thing. So that's why I said it gets to get you a checklist and check off at least minimum of 2, but I would try for 3 things that's telling you that that currency is changing. It's going to go this way. It's going to do this. It's going to do whatever. So, but I'm getting off here. I've got everybody knocking at the door. I got a meeting here in a minute. But I hope everybody has fun. Have a good weekend. I will try to bring a chart up or web thing to show you this, and show you the indicator. So here's one of your patterns. So I got it pulled up. See how it goes down? This one, it could, some of the software I've seen, it just keeps going. It goes down here and then it goes back up. That's invalid. Once it's got a area that it will go out of, if it goes too far down, then it's invalid. So on this one, this would be 1. It gives you 1. So you check it, there's pattern forming. Okay. So limit it how far it's going to go down. Go to my website. You can look at the website. And it'll tell you where the pattern's in and how far they can go down, and before they're no longer that pattern. When you first start out in this, make sure this is US Mexico. This US Mexico, I will tell you, 90% of the time the patterns form, they will form and do exactly what they said. That means go opposite way, like this one did. This one goes up. 90% Mexico does it. Don't take my word for it. Test it yourself. Write it down. Pattern form, check. Pattern form, check. Pattern form, check. How many times did it do that? Out of 10 times or 50 times, how many times that pattern formed and it did exactly it started doing with your software? Or if you start doing it yourself, how many times that pattern formed and it did exactly what it said? How many times did it go at least a minimum of halfway through that pattern, this pullback? How many times? Write that down. Keep up with it. This is a fun game. It is a fun, but it is a job, and you have to work at it. And remember, this is your money. So a lot of people just get in here and think, oh, I can do it, I can do it. No, test it, test it, test it. Try it out. At least do, 20 trades at this pattern, another pattern, whatever. How many times this pattern form, it does do it. And then run with it. Your software, or you can do it yourself. You mark every charts. You can go to the website and it shows you which patterns and how you mark them up. You do it yourself. But how many times that pattern forms, and to do it, it's easier to do with the software when you first get into it, because the software does it for you. Then you can do it once you get learned. You can do it yourself. And now, like I said, you got to do the Fibonacci. So this pattern form, it does go back up. So there's 1. That's pattern 1. So if you look, this candle is getting a lot of pushback. But this candle here, the green one, almost is the length of that one. Comes down, and goes. So that one would maybe be my second. But when this one formed above it and one goes up, this has been my other one saying, okay, this is pattern's going to go up. And if you look, I think, let me see. Yep, look. This is what I'm talking about. This is going down. If I can do it. See how the currency is going down? It almost, yeah, see it? Comes into a wedge. But this would almost tell me once it broke this. See how it comes down? It's going down, staying in this currency. I'll say it breaks right here. that would have been your second one. But then you might have been in too late, but it does go up, comes back down. But mostly on these patterns, I don't do, I may go 60-70%. Most time I go half of this pattern. This line right here, I'll do half of this pattern and I'm out. It can go all the way up. You can have two currencies betting. I've seen a lot of them do three, but they'll hit target two, they'll hit target one, target two, target three. But when it hits that target one, they'll bet at the same amount of money. But when it hits that target one and goes above it, they'll take their other and move it down. That's where their stop loss is. So no matter what happens, it hits the stop loss, they make money. And it goes all the way to three, and they'll move, hit second stop loss or take profit. They'll hit it, they'll take the third one they're in, and they'll move it up to the second one, and they'll take profit. Their stop loss. So, but remember, subscribe to my channel. Check out this website here, dailyfx.com. Try to use it. I think I'm gonna say there is videos, I think, on here. I don't think there is no more of how to use it. Don't go out and buy the software just for the fact this is yeah, they may show you how to use it in here, but they do have things. They used to send out videos and send you email and said there's a video coming up. But I'm gonna get off here. Everybody's banging at the door, so I'm gonna have to get off here and see what everybody's doing. So everybody have a good weekend. Subscribe to my channel, refer me to other people, and let's get this going. Let's take it back over Wall Street, Forex market, everything. So have a good one.